June 7th, and we're back up in the Roan Highlands in Tennessee. We started on the trail at Hughes Gap. Yesterday we stayed at Mountain Harbour, bed and breakfast. We set up our tents there, stayed overnight, enjoyed their breakfast in the morning, and took the shuttle to Hughes Gap later this morning. Around 10:30 or so, we started out on the trail. Now we're approaching Hughes Gap, and we're getting ready to take a little break. We definitely have a climb ahead of us.
Yeah.
To Roan High Knob, at least what it looks like on the app.
It's a good trail for
oh man,
people wanting to get into this kind of stuff.
There's a lot of rewards for not as much work as some other trails trails that we've done, you know. What a day. After taking our break at Hughes Gap, we've been definitely climbing. Temperature seems to have dropped a couple degrees, and the terrain is more rocky, and there's a lot more evergreens up here, which seems to indicate we're gaining in some elevation. So we are on our way to Roan High Knob Shelter, where we're gonna go ahead and water up. Yeah, it's a climb. Stopped briefly at Cloudland Hotel site. We were hoping that the rhododendrons would be in bloom, but we saw one bloom, so that was nice. Watered up. Stopped at Roan High Knob Shelter, which I hear is the highest shelter on the Appalachian Trail. Spoke with a few folks that were up there as well and exchanged some stories, and now we're back on the trail, and the next spot we're going to hit is Carvers Gap. Made it to Carvers Gap, and it's great to see that the rhododendrons are out in bloom, and caught a glimpse of some really stunning flame azalea, and you can really pick them out in the landscape from a long distance away. They're so bright. But yeah, we are up on the balls right now, soaking in the views. So we just passed the intersection of Grassy Ridge, the trailhead that goes up to the top of Grassy Ridge, and we dropped down into the woods. So now we're looking for a campsite so we can benefit from the protection of all the foliage and the trees, because it's looking to be a windy night.
know if you can hear all of that, but it's really blowing out there. You can hear the wind going through the trees. We found this really nice campsite that's surrounded by trees. We're really glad that we came down off of the balds where it's all exposed. Can't imagine the folks that are up there camping there tonight because it's really blowing. But yeah, we're pretty excited about this campsite. It's great. Made some dinner, enjoyed a little fire, relaxed a little bit, and now we're turning in. I'm signing off.
Got on the trail this morning at around 10:30, and last night was interesting. It was really windy, kind of kept me up a little bit, but then a little before 5, had a visitor. There was a mouse climbing all over the mesh, the inner mesh tent, and he managed to chew through a little bit of the mesh, and he was going after some of my herbal supplement. I had some melatonin supplements in there. So I got a little whole little souvenir from my trip. But yeah, we're back on the trail and just passed by Stan Murray Shelter. And now we are climbing. And the next stop is Overmountain Shelter. But the day is beautiful. Sun is shining, the wind has died down. And really a great day to be out here. After Stan Murray Shelter, we had a little bit of a climb, but not much. But right after that, we started a gradual descent on some really nice clear trail, nice and soft, not like the rocks that we had on the way up, and in some sections of the balds. So this has been really nice, but it kind of makes me think about a decision I made before we left for this trip. I was debating whether I wanted to bring my knee sleeve or not, and you know how it is. You want to save as much weight as possible and not bring things that you're not going to use. But I am very thankful that I brought the knee sleeve, because this morning when I woke up and got out of the tent, man, I was feeling a sharp pain there in the knee. So I was really glad that I had this sleeve along. I mean, it's gotten better as things have loosened up and everything, but it's so important to not only consider weight when you're packing for a trip. You know, there are just certain items that if the need arises, you don't want to be without them. And for me, in this case, the knee sleeve was one of them. We're just about down to where Overmountain Shelter used to be. We heard from someone else on the trail that they tore it down. So not sure if they have plans to make something else, but kind of sad. That was kind of a iconic feature of the Appalachian Trail. But the view's still stunning, so we're gonna go down and take a lunch break down here and get watered up.
Dance around in the field with your umbrella?
What's that up there, Yellow Mountain?
Yeah. Well, that's that. We don't go up to that far. We drop off before we get to that. But
oh yeah, I can see that.
There's cows up there sometimes. I've seen them.
So and then we go over to Little Hump.
Yeah. It's surprisingly good with the buffalo sauce.
It looks good.
Yeah. Definitely looks different without the red barn.
Yeah,
So,
that's a little bit sad.
it's mainly just because the red and the green.
And who doesn't love a barn?
Yeah, it look good.
Well, the view's still there.
Yeah, it's good.
I love it here. Well, we're on our way up Yellow Mountain, and
Not very far.
we haven't. No. Well, at least the stretch that we did so far. I mean, we've done more than that on this trip, but the thing about this first section of Yellow Mountain is there's no switchback, so yeah, it feels like you're really pushing all the way.
It's a really tall escalator.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just taking a brief breather before we finish this out. Why, how much more do you think we have?
A good bit.
Okay, that was no joke. Yellow Mountain is a push, but we're at the top and we're on some nice flat level trail now. Yeah, we're starting to see off in the distance where we're heading. Hump Mountain over there, Little Hump. So we're going to be doing those today as well. But we'll try to pick up some water before we get there. Since, man, I am really burning up out here. And yeah, I don't want to get dehydrated. Just got off of the summit of Little Hump Mountain. It was getting hot out there. I'm glad we're back in the woods a little bit. Had a nice surprise. We spotted a couple of graze lilies along the trail, which are pretty rare actually, and protected. So it was nice to spot them and capture a few nice shots of them. We can see Hump Mountain in the distance. That's the next big push that we have. And then once we go down Hump Mountain, then we're on the downward stretch towards Doll Flats. See it off there in the distance. Hump Mountain, it's behind us now. It was a burn, but the views did not disappoint. It was beautiful up there. And we're about to go back into the woods and head down towards Doll Flats. I'm not sure how much mileage we got, but it shouldn't be too bad. And we'll camp there. And tomorrow, we'll do the remaining 3 or so miles to Route 19E and Mountain Harbour Bed and Breakfast. And that will complete our trip. But man, it's been great out here. Certainly have had a great day today. But at this point, I'm ready to get out of this sun and down into the woods because it is hot. It's really rocky through here. There's some stretches that are pretty level and nice soft dirt, but whew, when you hit those rocks, you gotta be really careful. Well, we made it to Doll Flats. That feels good. This will be our home for the night. And it's not too late. It's like 5:30, 5:45 or so. So we'll set up tonight and hopefully get a good night rest. But yeah, what a day. All right, it's about 8:15, and we packed up after staying at Doll Flats and back on the trail. Doll Flats was actually pretty crowded. There were some big groups that had stayed there last night, but we found a good spot. It was, of course, flat and level. That's important, but it was a little bit out of the way of most other people, and it stayed pretty quiet all night, so we're glad about that. But we think we have about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get back to the car. We'll see how we're feeling. Oops. My knee is kind of screaming at me a little bit right now, so I'm trying not to take it too fast. But I would say probably about 2 hours, and then we'll be back at the truck and be able to get on the road.